You mentioned podcasts. You obviously host your own podcast. How long have you been listening to podcasts? Have you been listening to podcasts?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
Because there's only one has only listened to one podcast. That's just Jordan Peterson's podcast.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
And even when I start my podcast, I never watch other podcasts.
Okay.
I just, I don't know why. I just...
Without the influence?
I wouldn't say I'm influenced by any... It's just Jordan Peterson, honestly. Like, to me, he's cracked it.
Yeah.
As far as what I want to do with my podcast. He takes great subjects and what I say, like, you put a carrot on a chopping board, that's what he does with everything. And I'm like, bro, I want to do that with my subject. But the fortunate thing is that, okay, this is a balance now, because he's an older man. Yeah. He comes from a different generation. He's a boomer generation.
That's what I was going to get into.
Me, I'm a new generation. So I hope to grow into those kind of shoes.
Yes.
But the perspectives, I'm nowhere near his level. I'm not even trying. I'm nowhere near that. This guy's on a different level. He's a genius.
Next level,
Some of the things he says, I'm like, wow. He belittles my own mind. I'm like, okay, if I think I'm clever, then I watch Jordan Peterson. I'm like, okay, there's levels to this. Yeah. But I thought, why not start now?
Yeah. No, following on from what you said, I think it's similar with me, because I was literally thinking that I noticed I started liking pods when I got a bit bored of the surface level conversations those around me were having in person. So, and again, these lot are all in their late 20s, early 30s, and it's just interesting how all of a sudden it's because you're literally delving in, you're indulging their conversation. So it will shift your mentality, and all of a sudden there might be that bit of restriction when engaging with others outside of that. So I do notice there was a period actually I just literally, it was just pods. I barely interacted with any of my own friends and stuff like that, funny enough. It's a weird one.
But podcasts, end of the day, podcasts are not new. The art of conversation is one of the first arts ever born. And a book that really inspired me, and I suggest you lot read this, is Plato's The Republic. And all it is, and the Plato Symposium, the Trial of Socrates, the whole book is just dialogues. The word Socratic dialogues comes from this book. And they're just conversating around the table. And they're talking about, they're just dialoguing, and they're challenging each other with questions and subtle things, and I'm thinking, wow, like, I want to take that concept and just add a little bit of modern day flavor on top.
Yeah, exactly.
And just have Socratic dialogues on podcasts. That's the benefit. That's, I think, I won't say it's a good example because I think I'm blowing my own trumpet, but it's just an attempt on my behalf to try and reclaim the past a little bit.
Yep.
Because you're right, what you say, surface level conversation, OnlyFans girls, this guy, would you cheat on your boyfriend for this? Would you do this? Yeah. It's like, okay, at first they're funny. Yeah. But shall I tell you when it's bad? Is when, this is not just a podcast, this is all across content creating. When you start seeing comedians making skits about your content, it means it's worn off. It means if it's available to be made fun of now, it means its time on the market is done. And it's the same with a lot of different things. Like I can't think off the top of my head, but I'm sure someone out there could probably pull the links. But you see skits out there, people taking the piss out of podcasts now, saying, "Oh, when you think of other podcasts,
yeah, man,
something's
so
wrong."
Many of them now.
Yes.
So
I don't like. You see some of them. There's men on take mics away from men. It's like, bro, it's just a conversation.
It breeds divide. I wish they understood what they're doing.
Do you know why they say that though? Because there's certain podcasts that just ruin it for you guys.
I know.
And I've seen some of them. I'm like, you're literally chatting out of your arsehole, and you're literally putting a bad name for the men that are not like you. And
that's a good point you make. Really good point.
And it's like so many of those good men want to create a podcast, but then because you are quote unquote a man, that's where you've been categorized.
Didn't you get a comment on one of your videos saying, you got a comment on your thing? It goes, an actual podcast with males with
actual depth.
Yeah. And when I read that, I was like, like that means opportunity. Like, oh wow, like it feels like people are crying out for it. A little bit.
No, honestly, it was an American listener as well, I was like, wow, that's because that is why I do this. I feel like the conversations I find myself having are different, just more real, more meaningful. You can actually apply it to your life, and if you embody the right state of mind, you will actually it will benefit you, definitely. So it's a side that people haven't really seen. They're used to seeing certain things. So that's what I'm saying, because I want this conversation to grow with me as I age. I want to be having this same conversation when I'm in my 30s, to then look back on my 20s and say, oh, funny enough, we referred to this, and you know, this mindset I adopted actually led to so and so. So
it's a form of journaling,
right? Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Definitely.
That's what I'm saying. No, it's serious. So then, would you say that's like almost your goal as well, to like almost refine what the older generation have said and try and twist it and make it, you know, more recent in such a way?
Oh, now I've got to go in my bag of tricks and reveal some secrets. I don't know. I guess with my ambition, it's just like, not everyone wants to put the graft, I guess, to read and understand the past, learn philosophy, learn religion, understand the complexities, and educate themselves outside of school. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll do it for them. I'm not saying I'm a guru, I'm a teacher. I'm not. I'm 23. But what you said is perfectly summed up. I want to grow into those shoes, and I don't want to. And the best time to start was yesterday, so I just started.